we are all anxious about coronavirus, but I think it's also important to really sort of take an active approach in breaking it down and thinking about what in particular are you anxious about? Is it becoming sick yourself? Is it the people that you care for becoming sick? Is it the loss of your job or having to adapt your job to these very unusual circumstances? If you can break it down and really kind of separate out what is troubling you, then you can start to think about strategies for coping with each of those different stressors. I think recognizing what we can control and accepting what we can't control is very important. We just kind of have to ride the roller coaster as smoothly as possible. Monitor the news to whatever degree you need to, but don't feel like you have to stay on top of every single point that's coming out. And also choose your sources of information very carefully. I think setting boundaries and lowering your standards are kind of hand in hand what we all need to do with this. If you're in a job where normally at 5 or 6 o'clock you shut down your email and you go home, do that. It's really easy to slip into that trap of just feeling like we have to be constantly on call or constantly connected. We have so much ability now through technology to stay connected in ways that we never had before. Apparently, distance or remote happy hours are a thing now. That's great. Anything you can do to just stay in touch with friends. Don't isolate yourself socially, even if you have to isolate yourself physically.
Good morning, Vision. Happy Sunday. What a wonderful day. I'm glad we're coming together. Happy Thanksgiving weekend. I know you're eating leftovers, right? So am I. Glad we are together. Get comfortable. We're going to be together for the next hour with some wonderful music and a talk and lots of prayer, because that's what we do here, right? We pray. So please, let's start right there in prayer. Giving great thanks for this day, this beautiful day, this gorgeous day, this day that is a gift from Spirit, knowing and accepting we are awake. We are aware. We are alive. We are living that one life of spirit. We know and accept that all life everywhere is an individualization of this one life of spirit. There is only one. It is God. It is individualized itself. It has sought and found a way to experience in physical form. And we are that, and all life is that. The grass that grows and the trees and the fish in the ocean, everything in the manifest universe is the body of God. The very earth that we walk upon is holy ground because it is the outpicturing of this one life we call spirit. So I give great thanks for this, for all of us coming together right here, right now, to know, to remember who we are, to remember whose we are, to know that there is one life. It is God's life. It is whole and perfect and complete in every way. It is our life right here and right now, and so it is. Good morning. How is everybody doing this morning? I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. However you did it, it was a different year, right? We were sheltering in place. We stayed apart from each other. Maybe you had Zoom Thanksgivings. However you did your meal this year, I'm knowing that you chose wisely, that we wear our masks, that we stay separate and apart, we shelter in place. I was in Florida the week before Thanksgiving, and so whoever you are and wherever you're tuning in from, if you're in Florida, please wear your mask, okay? Because I was there and I saw you guys. You can do a better job. Okay, that aside, what I want you to know is that, it is all God. It is all God. So we come together to experience that. Anyway, let me tell you about practitioners. We have practitioners here to pray with you and for you all week, every week, throughout the year. And they are still doing that. Even though we're not meeting physically together in this room, I want you to know that practitioners are always available to you. You can get through to one online. There are practitioner names and phone numbers. You can call one. You can submit a prayer request online. There is a prayer request form. You can submit that and we will pray. There are all kinds of ways to get prayer support. Right after this celebration, we'll have our meet and greet room so you can get together with other visioneers and practitioners will be there and you can move to a breakout room and have one-on-one prayer there as well. So wherever you are, wherever you're tuning in from, anywhere across San Diego, across the state or the country or around the world, wherever you're tuning in from, just know that you're as close as that. You're as close as a Zoom room away from getting prayer support. So please don't leave this website, don't leave this Facebook page without getting the prayer support that your heart is calling for. Promise? Okay, good. The other thing I want to let you know is how inclusive Vision is. We are a diverse and inclusive organization. We are a community of like-minded souls from all places. And we want you to know how welcome you are. We have a greeting for our guests. We have a greeting for our members, for the Vision community. We know it all by heart. And I want us to say it all together. Wherever you are, even if nobody's in the room with you, say it out loud anywhere, just to remind yourselves of being a part of this amazing community called Vision. You ready? Whoever you are and wherever you are welcome here. You are safe and you are loved. Warms your heart, doesn't it? Absolutely know this. And keep coming back and allow this philosophy to change your life for the better, because that's what it does. So now I'm going to turn it over to the, the celebration singers? Yes, the celebration singers, and they are going to center us and prepare us for the 5-minute meditation. Take it away, celebration singers.
There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one.
Good morning. My name is Paul Hemmerling. I'm one of the licensed practitioners here at Vision, and now is our time for meditation and contemplation. We'll have some quotes. The bowl will ring. We'll enter a period of silence. The bowl will ring us out of silence. We'll move directly into our time of community prayer. So I invite you to take these quotes with you into the silence. The best and most beautiful things in this world cannot be seen or even heard, but must be felt with the heart. Helen Keller. And from our founder, Ernest Holmes, I am the spirit of confidence. I am poised in love and reason. I am the perfect law of truth and the complete presence of beauty. And continuing in that silence, in the infinite possibility of spirit, I know the truth, that there is one mind, one life, one power, one presence, one unified field of self-aware energy. It is everywhere, whole, perfect, and complete, knowing only of itself. The entire manifest universe is an outpicturing of the mind and the activity and the love of this spirit. All that I can see and touch and experience is spirit in action, spirit in activity. Through this expression and interpretation of my experience, I know that God is all there is. The birds, the trees, the ocean, the wave, the cloud, the color of the sky, the wind, down deep into the earth, the rocks, all of it is a unified field. There is no out there is no other, there is no barrier, there is no thing which is separate from this power and presence of the living manifest universe. The I am that I am, all that is, I am. And knowing that truth, that absolute assurance that I am one with spirit, one with joy, one with peace, power, the presence, the health, and the joy. I know it's the truth of each and every one of us that we are one being, one mind, one experience, one expression, individually expressing through this life all that spirit is. And so I speak this word knowing right here and right now that absolute health is the truth of spirit on each and every level, that God cannot be sick, God is not old, God is not ill. There is no breakdown in the power and the majesty and the glory of spirit. And I know that this body is made in the image and likeness of that perfection. And therefore I open up to the wisdom that dwells within, that knows what is required and what is necessary by the shortest, fastest, most direct route to perfect health. I know that spirit is living its ideal weight. Spirit is living its ideal knees. Spirit is living its ideal skin condition. There is no breakdown or problem in spirit. Therefore, there is no problem inherent in this human body. And I release any thought otherwise, and I simply allow the health that is the truth of the I am that I am to express itself. I touch that place within, the still small voice that knows what to do, and I say yes to the truth of my own being. And as I know that health is my birthright, health is my truth, I know that financial prosperity and well-being, that opportunity is the truth of spirit. Spirit cannot be in debt. Spirit cannot have fear around finances or money. Spirit says, and it is done. And this I know is the truth of me on each and every level. There is no need that is not met effortlessly and immediately. That fulfillment is the seed of the desire. Spirit right here lives, moves, and runs wild and free through my finances, prospering like a field of flowers. All that is required, all that is desired is available. I let go of any fear, any thought of a time frame, and I simply know that spirit is the only activity in my finances. The infinite source is the conscious connection to the divine within me. I am that I am. And I am prosperous, debt-free, and thriving. As I know that this is the truth of each and every aspect of my life, I know that harmony and love and friendship and the oneness of community and fellowship of the entire human race, there is no other, there is no chosen people. We are the one people of the divine. And as I know that we are united in this human family, irrelevant of borders or language or where our great 10,000 years ago grandmothers were born. I simply know that there is within each of us a heart that beats the same love and the same desire for a life of peace and joy. And I know that this extends to the animal kingdom, that we are good shepherds and good stewards of the animals and the plants and the environment, that we are living right here and right now that idealized, joyful, prosperous, healthy life of spirit. And so with absolute assurance that all that is required and all that is desired for a life of peace and joy is at hand, is available, through each and every one of us, that individualized life of spirit. I give great thanks for the truth revealed, for this day, for this technology, for Reverend Patti as that perfect vessel of Spirit's message, for the amazing moment of having the choir sing, for all that is, knowing that Spirit has already said yes, can only say yes. I release this word into the law, knowing it is done, and join me as we say together, and so it is.
Yeah, wasn't that beautiful? We miss our choir. I'm just so looking forward to the time when we get back together in person and we hear more of that lovely music. I so appreciate and thank every member of the choir and James Vandenberg, who is our choir director. It's just lovely when they all get together. The sounds that they create, the music is just so beautiful, so heart-opening. And I look forward to getting together again soon, hopefully soon. So, good morning. It's been a month, hasn't it? Our November theme, remember, we get these themes from the Science of Mind magazine. So our November theme was living as compassionate conduits, which I love that idea, really, being a compassionate conduit in life, allowing spirit to flow through you, healing everything in and around you and as your life and as all the people that you meet. So we started off the month with plug in, then turn on, tune in. Last week we had our wonderful meditation service, our Thanksgiving meditation service we do every year. And so today we end up with love life. What a great directive that is, isn't it? Love life. Absolutely. I mean, we should, don't you think? We should love life. I mean, we should love this gift that we have been given by Spirit. This is a wonderful thing, right? It's quite the gift that Spirit gave us, life itself. And we have the privilege and the honor and the pleasure of living it. So every day, I think every day, right, we should wake up. We should be thrilled, right? Just waking up and being alive and you know, it's another opportunity to see, to hear, to experience, to taste, to grow, to make decisions, to explore, to discover. I mean, every day is a gift. And so, yes, we should love life. What a great adventure life is. But you know, here's the tricky part. And I know we've kind of been experiencing it, you know, this year of 2020. We have the opportunity to love life. We have the conscious choice to make, to love life. But do we? Do we love life? Do we love life all the time? Right? Like when you were a little kid and you used to run around on summer break and drink out of the hose and go bicycle riding and all this stuff. Do we love life all the time? I mean, lately, I have to tell you, there are some parts of life that do not seem very lovable to me. We are in the middle of a pandemic. Well, I don't even know if that's true. Are we in the middle? I would hope we're more to the end than we are the middle. So we're experiencing a pandemic. Hopefully we're at the end of it. But still, I don't love that. I don't love that. I don't love how the pandemic has changed our lives in variety of ways, right? So I don't know. I'm not sure about that. We have restaurants and businesses that are closing down, some of them permanently, because of the sheltering in place and the shutdown. I'm not in love with that. There are plenty of businesses and institutions that I would frequent that are not going to be there when all of this is over because they couldn't survive the shutdown. And so I don't love that. There are folks who maybe don't know how they're going to pay their mortgage because they've been furloughed, or they don't know how they're going to pay their rent, or they don't know how they're going to put food on the table. I do not love that. Right? I don't love that at all. Over 250,000 people in this country have died because of COVID. I really, really, really do not love that. There's a lot going on in life right now that I can honestly say I'm just not loving right now. And I don't know if I'm alone in that feeling. How about you? Are there things about life right now you're not really loving that much, right? You can raise your hand. Nobody's looking, I promise, right? So here's our directive, love life. And yet there are lots of aspects to what's going on in life right now that I don't know. I don't feel very lovable about, you know? I think things going on in the world right now can elicit feelings of fear instead of love. Do you get that feeling? Yeah, I do too sometimes. Now, in the spiritual universe and you, this is what Ernest Holmes had to say about that. He said, and that which comes by fear must finally be surrendered to the understanding of life as love. Only love will ever heal the wounds of the world. People can hate until it kills them, but the more they love, the better off they are. Well, that seems pretty obvious, right? So every moment of the day, we do have that choice. We have the choice to fear or to love. To enter into life with the confidence that the universe has our backs and that everything is God ordained, right? We can enter into life with that thought. We can enter into life with love that the universe has our backs, or we can enter into life with fear of what will kill us. And we are always at choice as to how we're going to live that day. We're always at choice as to how we're going to live that moment. So maybe what I'm saying is while we may not love life, right? Meaning we don't love what life is looking like at the moment or what life is presenting us at the moment, we can meet life with love. Maybe that's really what I'm saying, okay? So the title, Love Life, is maybe it's Meet Life with Love. Because we're always a choice to do that. We can meet life with love instead of fear. So maybe that's what it's about. Maybe that's what Love Life is about, right? We can meet challenges as opportunities instead of disasters. We don't have to live in fear of what is happening around us. We can meet it with love. And Ernest Holmes, in one of his Sunday talks, this comes from May 15th of 1955, he talked about the power of love. And he said, we see people who love animals, right? They're not afraid of them. That people who love life are not afraid of it. They're not afraid to enter into it. And that even the ordinary conversations, something is imparted. Something is dynamic and enveloping and all compelling comes from us. When we enter into life with love instead of with fear, that was my addition, we have the opportunity to meet all of what's going on around us in faith, right, of the goodness of God. We don't have to be in fear. We can choose to live in faith in good times, when it's really easy. Isn't it easy to have faith in the good times? Absolutely, right? It's easy to have faith in the good times. We can also enter into life with faith in the bad times, when it's almost impossible to hang on to your faith. And then we can enter into life in faith in the in-between times when we really don't even know how to respond. There is always that choice. We are always at choice. You know, I think that's the teaching, really, in that saying about in all things be grateful. I know that you know that one, right? To be in all things be grateful or thankful. It doesn't mean to be thankful for all things, but it says to be thankful in all things. So what I take that, how I understand that is to bring our love into all situations in which we find ourselves. To be grateful in all things is to be aware, to be awake for the good that is in any bad situation, that's in any situation at all. And the good in that situation may be just us being in it. We may be the only good in that situation, but then we are the good that we're bringing to it. Does that make sense, right? Yeah. Okay. So it comes from Thessalonians 5:18. It says, "In everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you." Now, I love that end part, right? because this is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you. This is your directive for you to give thanks in every situation in which we find ourselves. Because while we don't know what the outcome is, we do know it's good. That's faith, right? We don't know what the outcome is, but we know growth is involved, right? Remember the word growth? The middle part of that growth word is the OW, the ow in growth. Sometimes we're in the ow in growth. Sometimes it doesn't feel really good, but we know the outcome is good. We may not know what the gift is in that situation, but we know that the situation comes with a gift in its hand. God loves us freely, unconditionally. And because God is love, unconditional love all the time, we know that the situation is love as well. So our thanks, our gratitude in any situation in which we find ourselves, maybe for something we don't even know. We may not even know. We may not even experienced it yet, whatever. But that grateful heart, the grateful heart of being alive and going through it, right, is what we bring to the situation. Now, I'm not saying be happy all the time, right? Because there are some things, like I said, COVID right now, it's kind of unlovable. I'm not saying we have to be happy, that phony baloney, it's all good, it's all God, it's all good. I'm not talking about that, right? That's just covering over things. That's that spiritual bypass that we talk about. We don't have to be happy all the time. Life does not have to be perfect all the time for us to be thankful all the time. Because that is our directive. And we don't even have to know what we're thankful for, what we're grateful for. It's the anticipation. It's the joyous anticipation of God is good all the time. We can be thankful all the time. It's more about viewing life positively, really. Not that we're thankful for disease, of course not. But rather we're always resonating with a thankful heart. We are always resonating in a grateful heart for life itself, for being alive, for being awake and aware and going through the conditions that we're going through, whatever they are. The idea that we are awake and aware and alive to go through them. Because remember, this attitude of positive feeling, this attitude of love, of thankfulness, of gratitude is an expansive idea. Fear is a constricting idea. Love expands, fear contracts. So being in gratitude makes it easier to find opportunities from challenges rather than finding problems from challenges. When we're in that mindset that everything is a disaster, when we don't see the possibilities, all we see are the problems, it's difficult to find our way out of them. But a grateful heart can find those limitless opportunities to do things differently. So how can we meet life with love? That's what we're talking about, right? In order to love life. Well, how do we meet life with love? And I think the first thing that we really need to do is awaken. We must awaken to really what's going on. We have to know when we are in fear and when we are in love, right? And I'm thinking, am I thinking of this situation through the eyes of love, or am I with fear? I think that's the first question we have to ask ourselves. I don't like to say, I'm afraid, because that's a really powerful affirmation, isn't it? That is an I am statement. And we have to be really careful and really conscious when we're making I am statements, because they're very powerful. They're affirmations. The I am, and then whatever you fill in after that is a statement of being. So I don't choose to say I am afraid, because that's a real powerful negative affirmation. And it's not true either, right? Because you're not that. But I would rather say, I'm with fear right now. I'm sitting with fear right now. Let me explore that and see what that's about. I am with fear regarding this situation, right? Whether it's COVID or unemployment or money shortages or financial setbacks or whatever it is, I'm sitting with fear right now. I'm with fear. I know it sounds silly, but it makes all the difference in the world. It really does, because an I am statement carries so much energy with it, you know? So just making that small change is good. And you know, fear can disguise itself as well. Fear is really, really good at disguising itself. It can look like being sensible, right? How many people have told you that? Well, you got to be sensible, you know? We've got to keep you safe, or sometimes fear is hiding as responsibility. I can't do this, I have to do that because I have to be responsible. Or I have to protect my assets. I did say that, right? So it's about those kinds of things, but that can be fear in disguise. Keep your feet on the ground, right? How many times were you told that when you were little? Anybody? Don't, you know, you've got your head in the clouds. Keep your feet on the ground. Be sensible, be realistic. A lot of those things are fear masquerading as concern. Right? And you know what does that? It's our ego. That our ego wants to keep us safe, keep us alive, right? Through fear. And so it also keeps us small. That's the trade-off, you know? And here's what I know about fear. It has many disguises like that. But you know, more than anything else, fear is like a smoke alarm. You know the smoke detectors you have in your house? That's what fear is. It's like a smoke detector. It can alert us to danger, whether it's physical or psychological or mental or emotional, whatever. But that's all it can do. Think about it. That's all your smoke alarm can do. The fire alarm doesn't put the fire out, right? All it does is make a noise. And even if you leave it on, ringing and ringing and ringing, it can't do anything else but that. Its only job is to get our attention, right? But you have to make the decision what to do after that. The smoke alarm is never the solution. It's just there to get your attention. That's fear's only job, get your attention. Then we get to decide what we're going to do in that situation. And what I'm suggesting is that we make that decision in love, right? We bring love into that situation. So our question is, what would love do? What would love do? So when people say fear keeps us safe, you know, well, fear keeps us alive, fear keeps us safe. No, it doesn't. Not really. Fear just gets our attention. Our decisions are what keeps us alive. And we can make those decisions to keep ourselves alive, to keep ourselves safe. We can make those decisions in love. Love guides and directs us. Love shows us the way. Love is our path. And love never steers us wrong, ever, because it is that still small voice speaking to us. Ernest Holmes, in Can We Talk to God, he says this: "It is not by terrific mental struggle or soul strain that we arrive at this goal, but through quiet expectation, a joyful anticipation, the calm recognition that all the peace there is, and all the power there is, and all the good there is love, the living Spirit Almighty." That is our only directive. To love life is to trust, really, that love never fails, that love always provides. That God is love, and love is God, and there is nothing else. Going back to core concept 1, God is all there is. And then if we say God is love, which we believe, then that means love is all there is. If we have fallen into fear of disease or whatever, love guides us and directs us to right action. Right? It's not the fear. The fear was only there to get our attention. It did its job. But then we have to make decisions, and we make them through love. We wear masks for ourselves, but also for others as well, right? We wash our hands frequently. We stay sheltered and apart, even when we want to see people. Even on times like Thanksgiving, when the tradition is always to gather together. We do the wise thing. We stay apart. But not out of fear, out of love. The spirit of love for ourselves, but for all life. When we don't know what to do, we ask in prayer. We listen in meditation to that still small voice that guides us and directs us. It is the voice of love. It is the voice of God. Fear may awaken us, but love sees us through. Ernest Holmes, on this thing called life, he says this. This was a Sunday talk, July 8th, 1951, by the way. And the name of the talk was How to Get Along with People. Don't you love it? I love Ernest Holmes. Anyway, he said this, I love life, and I enter into the joy of living. I enter into companionship with others, into cooperation with them. And I know that something within me reaches out and embraces the whole world. Something within me blesses everything it touches and brings life and happiness and joy to everyone. Something in me acts as a healing balm, restoring everything to its natural perfection. That's what we do. That's what loving life is all about. It is bringing love into everything we do. No matter how fearful a situation can look, we are always at choice to bring love into everything we do, into all aspects of life. That's what we are here to do. That is our guidance and our direction if we are to be living as compassionate conduits that we're directed to do, right? Is to bring love into everything we do. Have a wonderful rest of the Thanksgiving weekend. Go out in the sunshine, be well, be happy, be wise stewards. I will see you next time. Thank you.
I live in love divine.
It's so wonderful to hear from the choir. That was from last year, and I just miss them so much, and I'm looking forward to them. You know, here's an interesting fact. I don't know if you knew that, but James Vandenberg, our choir director, wrote that song. And isn't that wonderful? I'm thankful for that as well. So now is our time for conscious circulation. This is our opportunity to give back to those places where we are spiritually nourished and supported, and a vision is that place. It is absolutely the appropriate place for your donation. We look forward to it. We absolutely do all of our work on your donations, and this place is supported by your generosity. So if you are giving today, if you've given online, if you're sending a check in the mail, if you do online banking, however you give, remember that. Keep that in mind consciously as we go within in prayer so that you can really feel the idea of spiritual circulation. To know that as you receive your good and you give from that, you stay in that idea of eternal return, of giving and receiving and being in the flow of that. So whether you're writing a check out right now or you've already given online, just remember that. Remember the good that you are passing on as we go into prayer. And know that God is all there is, and abundance is a quality of God. We know this, and we know it is infinite. We know that it is eternal. We know all of the qualities of God exist everywhere, and that there is no end to them. That abundance is ours because abundance is spirit, and we are that. So as we stand in the river of God's abundance, we know that we accept gratefully, we give graciously, we stand in this idea of spiritual perfection all the time, and we give and receive with gratitude, with grateful hearts, knowing and accepting that we are one with all. And so it is.
As I give, so do I receive, joyfully, gratefully. As I give, so do I receive, fully, freely. God is the river where abundance flows. Stepping into it, I accept and know as I give, so do I receive. So do I receive, offering my first and best. As I give, so do I receive, knowing how I've been blessed. God is the river where abundance flows. Stepping into it, I accept and know as I give, so do I receive. So do I receive back to where my soul is fed. As I give, so do I receive. Thank you for my daily bread. God is the river where abundance flows. Stepping into it, I accept and know as I give, so do I receive.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much for that. Here we are. Time for the Miracle Minute. And you know, I don't have any to share today. So what I want you to do is email me and let me know what your demonstration of answered prayer is. Actually, mine is. I did get to go to Florida and see my sister and be with her. We're trying to finish up my dad's estate and get the house on the market for sale. And so we got a lot of work done. And so I was really grateful for that. Grateful for the prayer support, flying there and flying back and being safe. And I had Adrian, my son, with me. So it was a wonderful trip. It was blessed. It was exactly what we needed to do. And so for that, I am so grateful. That's my demonstration of answered prayer. So make sure you email me yours so I'll have yours to tell next week. How's that sound? Okay, good. And now you know what time it is, right? It is time for the last word by Johnny Kirko.
Here's Johnny! Hey everybody, how you doing? I do that for Jordan because I'm yelling and screaming and he gets to hear it in the room here. So, hello everybody. So we're doing our virtual meet and greet right after our celebration. We start right after this service, the celebration's done. So join us. There should be a link in Facebook. There's on our website, all kinds of places. Check it out. Come and be a part of us. We also have practitioners available to do prayer. So join us for that. We are continuing our coffee connection, but now we've added, it's called the Coffee Connection and Inspiration. Ooh. So that's every morning, Monday through Friday at 8:30. So come join us, led by Reverend Lori Sheets. We have a good little time getting together and just saying hi. So it's a nice connection. We're continuing the uplifts every single day, Monday through Friday, 1 o'clock Pacific time. Join Reverend Patti and other practitioners and guests to come and do a little uplift. It's usually about 15 minutes of midday kind of picker-upper. So join us for that. You can find that on our website, on YouTube. You can find that all over the place in Facebook. So join us for those as well. Want to give a big shout out to all of the Thanksgiving angels who joined us this Thursday. We had an amazing team of people who brought, first of all, the team who put together the idea of bringing Thanksgiving dinner out to many of our Vision members and friends. We had the group put it together. They went out in Claremont and went to a restaurant and put all these packages together, and then they went and delivered it. So it's just amazing. Thank you guys for that. We appreciate it, and everybody who supported it financially as well. We had the little pie meeting afterwards, and then we also had Andy and Nathan. Great time. Thank you very much for everybody who participated in that. Next week, Reverend Patti Paris will be back. Her talk title is Above All Else. Ooh. And Rhea Carey's going to be with us with the house band. House band will be with us too, so join us for that. One more thing too, I want to thank everybody on the Taizé meditation service from last Sunday. Nicely done. That group did a good job. It felt really good. I appreciated TK and the team. Thank you guys. I also wanted to mention, so I did a little montage of some pictures of there was only one of us. And I missed a bunch of us from Vision, and I want to send out an apology to all of you who I didn't get your pictures up. I love you. You know it. I will make up for it. I promise you. But I just wanted to send out an apology for that. Also want to mention, December is coming up, and we have all kinds of events that are going to be happening. We've got holiday concerts, all kinds of different fun things we're going to be doing. So get ready for December. Vision is going to have fun, even more fun with you. Nice to see you guys.
Now, I know you're comfortable and you're sitting down. Maybe you've got your second cup of coffee, but now it's time to stand up because we're going to say our affirmations, and it's so powerful for you to stand up to ground in the truth of these affirmations. You're going to repeat them after me. I know they're up on the screen. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I don't know. Yes, they are. Yes, they are up on the screen. Okay, so you've got no excuse. Come on, out of your chair, get up, stand up. We're going to say these together because we're going to ground in the truth of this. It's just so good to connect with the earth energy and know that we're always connected with the cosmic energy. We're going to stand in the truth. We're going to say these together. You ready? I love life and who I am, which is one with God. Today is filled with moments of love. I am poised in love and reason. Those are three really powerful and lovely affirmations. Let's say number one again. You ready? Let's do that one. I love life and who I am, which is one with God. Absolutely. Let us go within and pray out. I give great thanks for this day, for this celebration. It is a celebration of life. I do love life. I enter into it with a loving attitude. I bring the love with me into any situation in which I find myself. And I know that I am the healing that the world is calling for. I know that we are the healing the world is calling for. I know we are the place of peace that the world is calling for. Right where we are, right in our own circle, in our own family, in our own neighborhood, in our own occupation, career, we absolutely know we are the ones who bring the love. I give great thanks for this. I know it is truth. I simply let it be, and so it is. Amen. Bye-bye. See you next time.